Hello. Today I'm gonna make a ketogenic vegan curry dish. And it's sort of like gonna be divided into two sets. So there's a base curry that you can use for basically anything. It's the same concept and you can very easily swap it up. So this is what I frequently do because one of my favorite foods going ketogenic is the whole curry. And that is heavily because you get a lot of flavor. You can make a lot of it, like a big batch at a time, and just have for a few days. Right now I'm making a small batch, and that's because I want to add some spinach later, and as you're not supposed to refreeze spinach, I'm not going to make a portion for the freezer. Otherwise, I'll just take the large pot and make for a few days, and a lot for the freezer, which is amazing. Right now I'm heating up the pot. What I'm going to do then is just add a few spices that I want roasted. Usually when you make a curry and have a curry blend, for example this kind of stuff, it's very good to throw it on the pan first to help release some of the aromatic oils from it. But as I'm not doing a traditional curry as in the yellow stuff, you can get it like 1,000 different ways, but just the whole basis of a curry as in spice, vegetables, and in this case a wet curry base. I'm just gonna take the paprika. I put in some smoked paprika and a lot of ordinary sweet stuff. And it's not gonna have that long. You can just smell basically when it's coming on how much of it is gonna use. And then I like the concept of the whole butter, so I'm actually adding a little bit of vegan butter. So this is chia seeds, almond butter and coconut butter, and I think they actually added a bit of rapeseed as well, which is not optimal, but still it's very nice and does give quite a bit of the illusion of butter. I've added a little bit of extract from carrots to make it a little bit yellow so it looks like it as well. And I want to add some garlic to this mix. And the garlic I'm using here, lovely large one, it's like one large piece of garlic. It's a Chinese whole garlic thing, but you can use any garlic. I just really like these because they have a lot of taste and a good taste. And as I'm making a portion where I'd like to have a lot of garlic, then it doesn't really matter that I'm gonna use a large portion like this. So in with all the stuff we go. Roast the spices, added a little bit of butter, some garlic is going in as well. And I'm not the greatest editor, so I'm not doing any professional edits. The only kind of like TV cook tricks of preparing is that I put forth everything that I'm gonna need, so I don't need to find it anywhere. But the lovely thing about this as well is that it really doesn't take that long to make if you have the stuff at hand, especially not the first part here. So reheating it, so it's gonna be sort of like a spice. Yeah, can't really see that. Get some lights up here, it would work better. Some spice, butter and garlic. This is basically cheating. But what I'm gonna do as well for the base of it is some green curry. You can of course make this yourself, which I do prefer. Turn down a little bit. Just going like low to medium heat right now to make it fit together. And as with any good curry, as you can see, I'm just adding spoonful to spoonful to spoonful, is enough curry. That is the greatest secret. It's gonna be spicy, so add enough spice. The green curry, so this is with coriander, with what did you call it? Kaffir lime, citrus, garlic, small onions as well, Java ginger and green chili and cumin and so on, and basil. So you can easily make this yourself without a little bit of sugar that's in it. But I want some more ginger, so I have some ginger paste here. And just plenty of ginger. Because with all the garlic, the ginger and turmeric, this is gonna have a lot of antioxidants for the spices as well. But I want to add a little bit more chili to some, actually I add some Tabasco, mainly for the elegant. Yeah, sometimes I forget words as well. Vinegar. Yup. Let's heat this up a little bit. So I'm getting very nice, yeah, I should have some background, some very nice paste, basically. And once this paste is nice and hot enough and ready, coconut milk. And I'm getting the fatty one, as fat as I can get it. So this is like, I think it's like 14 to 18% it says. 19%. I got some good stuff here. So it's almost like not coconut milk but coconut cream, a mix of that. But we want the fatty versions. Perfect. And this is basically the curry base, that you have your spices, roast them, add whatever like paste you want to use, get that nice and heated, add the curry, the coconut milk, and get yourself just a nice liquid base, and then try to mix that up a little bit. Still just medium light heat. I can take all the stuff we've added in, throw that off a little bit. And here's another little cheat thing. This is a vegetable stock, bit of that. Now that it's liquid and it's starting to heat up, we can add this. I guess I've added around 2 tablespoons to taste. There's a lot of difference between different types of stock. This is good, but I'm not gonna buy it again because afterwards I found out that it has actually a high sugar content compared to what I normally use. Let's ground some pepper in it. It has a lot of spices already, but I do love the seasoning anyways. And then I have 2 different things to salt it with. Usually stock is very salt by itself, so you should be aware of that. But straight up salt. This is some gourmet salt from the Kalahari Desert. So desert salt, but usually use other types of great quality salt. Just regular Mediterranean sea salt, but I felt like using that, so that's the salt I have at hand at the moment. But also good old soya sauce. Adding a great scoop of that. The thing is, I added a little bit too much. It's okay. Usually I add more later to taste. I think I'm I don't need that this time. I'm adding some sort of citrus, or usually something like lime, or this type, just lemon. A little bit extra of that. No. And then the thing is, with all that soya, it becomes almost grey looking if you're not using a heavy curry. And what makes normal, like yellow curry, yellow is the turmeric. So I'm just gonna add some turmeric and pretend. And as I like turmeric, it doesn't have that huge, it doesn't taste very much, but the color and the antioxidants in it is amazing. So I'm using something like 2 tablespoons, even though 1 tablespoon would be enough to color this. Just extra for the health benefits as well. Remember to stir, because the nice thing is that once you have this base, you're almost done, actually. Done with the whole cooking process. Oh yeah, I'll add in some aroma thingy as well. It's just taste enhancer. So it does have MSG in it. The rumors about that being bad for you has been killed. It's basically just seaweed extract that gives a lot of umami taste, this taste of protein, this taste that a lot of people, especially if they're going to do a plant-based diet, they're like, I want protein, I want meat. They crave the umami, so you can add that with MSG basically. Or where has it gone? Could also add some of this. I have dried seaweed from Japan. Got it as a present. It's amazing. You can eat it as a snack. You can also add it to food, but I like to chop this first, but it gives that umami taste as well. Okay, it's boiling up. It's boiling up. Perfect. Come to Papa. So that's the base of it. And I'm going to do one with some tomatoes. So I'm going to add chopped tomatoes to the mix. There we go. Nice. And now to all of the vegetables. I'm waiting to put these up. So this is why it doesn't take that long to make if it's just like for every day. I'm of course sad that I can't get stuff like this that's not in plastic bags, but holy, it makes cooking in the evening so much easier. Because now that I have our liquid base, all that we really need to do how did that get there? Let's add the mix. Oh, and this mix there's actually already some spinach. I don't care, I'm gonna add a little bit extra. And when this is done, you can literally just mix it around, put it on a low heat, and then go take a shower, do the dishes, whatever. It can just fit itself, because right now it's basically just the vegetables that needs to heat up, and then you're good to go. But I want to do something while it does that. Just gonna mix it around, and then I'm gonna have it on a little bit higher heat, just for it to go a little bit faster. I'm gonna make some chickpeas to pour in it. You could of course just add the chickpeas directly, but I do like the concept of roasting them. I'm just removing most of the water that is in. There we go. And I'm like, should I go for? Nah. I'm putting the butter back in. Then I'm actually just going to use some olive oil. Let the pan heat first. Just full heat. Just about to be there. There we go. Olive oil. This is a non-stick. It'll be fine without all that oil, but it works. And now cumin. And I have it such that it's slightly grounded, not totally. So it's like semi. It's very. It's almost like all. I'm gonna add a lot. Just a lot of cumin. Like basically a ridiculous amount. And have it mix in with the oil, so basically it becomes cumin oil, and the cumin are allowed to just roast a little bit to release flavor. There we go. Then it hit you. Let the flavor hit you, then you know, okay, pour the chickpeas on now or it's gonna get too much. Adding a little bit of extra salt, even though they're salty in this, when you're not letting them soak up overnight instead. And yes, a lot of people also doing keto look at this and go like, chickpeas, they're a little bit heavy in carbs, you gotta be careful with them. Yeah, but using one of these with 240 grams of chickpeas for a recipe that you can eat for like 2-3 meals, means that you should divide that by 3, which is just around 75, and the carbohydrates is 15 grams per 100, so it's around 10 grams of carb you get from this. So if you're already been consuming some things that have a slightly high carb count in them, then yeah, you shouldn't do this today. But today I've had like 5 grams of carbs or something like that the entire day, so I can add in chickpeas with a clean conscience. And a lot of paprika. I didn't drain them well enough apparently. I'm adding a little bit of cumin to them as well. And some pepper. I'm basically just trying to let the water evaporate because I didn't drain them well enough before putting them on the pan. Yep, we all make mistakes. At least the cumin just starts to take over the room. And as soon as I open that door from the kitchen, it's going to take over the entire apartment. But that's not the worst thing your apartment can smell of. And yeah, I did say the curry could just stand by itself, but that is on low heat and I have it on slightly high heat. So gotta remember to twist it around a little bit. Oh, I'm actually forgetting one ingredient for this. You need to add it a little bit later. Well, these are like the 2 last ingredients I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add some vegan yogurt. So this is basically soy milk with yogurt culture. So it still has that traditional yogurt culture. I don't find it as tasteful as just pure yogurt when just eating it, but in cooking you can hardly notice the difference in terms of taste. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Water has evaporated and I need to shove it for it to not burn. You will not escape. Now I need to turn down a little bit or they'll just get burned. Actually need a little bit more salt. This is going well. I'm just going to pack up a few things now that I'm at it. I don't really need. Now, can you hear that? That is the chickpeas. There we go, there we go. Yeah. We're getting somewhere. Okay, I can turn this off now. And just leave it over here. Just put the cans to sorting and almost ready to eat. I'm so excited. Okay, now we're gonna pay attention to this or it's gonna burn. Those blocks of spinach is still not unfrozen completely. That's kind of like your cube for when it's done. more or less. Need to open the window a bit without making everything fall over. Let's see how we go with the taste at the moment. Actually, it fits with the amount of soya. As I said, I usually add a little bit extra in the end. Could use a little bit more salt. It's always easier to add salt at the end than to remove some. So I'm always being cautious with the salt, as there's a lot of ingredients that has salt in them. So add everything first, and then you can always add just pure salt afterwards. But at this point it is about to be done. I can actually do the whole, yeah, I know peanut butter has a lot of carbs as well, but we just add, like, for this entire portion, 2 tablespoons. And I found some organic that is more or less just pure peanuts. So really want to make sure that you're not getting something with a lot of sugar and all this stuff in it. So this is just, I'm calling 99.3% peanuts. The rest of it is just salt. And then the yogurt. Thinking using around 1 deciliter. A good amount. You can also add to taste. I feel I want it a little bit more creamy this time. Adding the yogurt. Regular yogurt with more like with milk fats and stuff, if you're doing a non-vegan version and using regular, yogurt or creme fraiche, or if you really want something good, you should put in some mascarpone. A bit more expensive, but that way you can make a strong curry and still have the sweetness from a sweet curry. And the nice thing is with this, you can always add chicken or beef or whatever you want to, if you don't want to do make it all vegan. But the whole thing, if you usually add milk products with that type of fat in it, you should allow the main part of the curry to cool down a little bit, so it breaks more evenly at the end. And the last bit of the spinach has been heated up properly. Now it's just a matter of giving it that last little as you can see, there's almost nothing to wash up afterwards. I know that there's both a pan and a pot when you're eventually done with it today or tomorrow. And I made the same dish yesterday, but there I was a little bit extra lazy, so I didn't want to fry the chickpeas on the side, even though it really makes a difference. Because I was just like, yeah, then I should wash off that pan, and not today. Oh, maybe it's too early to put up the salt. I haven't really. Oh. I'll take a new spoon. Accidentally threw my tasting spoon into the sink. Oh, we can take a look at this. That's not too bad. Oh yes sir. That's it. Ah! Nah. Oh yeah, those are the fancy balls, but I don't care. I want the big one. I've hardly eaten anything today, so I should actually pour in something. And the nice thing is, just if you have the base, you can put in any kind of spice you want to, and you can put any kind of vegetables, more or less. Which means that if you try this a few times and just get the base of it down, you can be sure to have a delicious, spicy, healthy meal that you can prepare in large quantities in no time. Like I've spent now 32 minutes from start to whenever this cools off enough for me to actually be able to consume it. I had dinner for 2 days, and this is not even expensive food. I hope that will entice some of you to both see that you're actually able to do keto without just meat. Actually, it's usually better if you eat meat to eat leaner meat and then control your fat content with other types of fat, so you know your macros, because it can be very difficult to measure from different types of meat. But yeah, bon appetit.